Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Medieval 2 Total War England campaign. Things are starting to get interesting because the Vikings have come back. Denmark has for whatever reason decided to sail across the North Sea and blockade the port of Edinburgh, which is rather annoying because I just finished building a warehouse there which will increase my trade income. And now I've lost my main trading partner over the North Sea and they've gone and blockaded the port to boot. So that's somewhat annoying. On the bright side though, we've completely secured Scotland now. And we also have a stronger foothold in northern France thanks to the conquest of Bruges. Although unfortunately, this place doesn't have any military buildings, so I can't train my spear militia here as I'd originally hoped. So my best bet right now is to merge them. So these guys have armour, so if I merge people into them, then that will dilute the armour. So I'm actually going to merge them out. And then you, them, and them. So now I've still got a fairly decent force, and unfortunately, of course, the crossbowmen did go for my long rowmen because they're the ones I can't retrain here right now. But on more good side, Robert here is now becoming quite chivalrous here, thanks to the chivalrous knight as well as his noble and rule ability traits due to peacefully occupying these settlements after taking them. So I want to give Henry some experience. So ideally he'd go for Antwerp next. So Robert stay here to help Bruges grow a bit because the governor's influence is increasing by 2.5. So it's basically doubling his chivalry is doubling the growth rate right now. Or more than doubling. So right now, Henry, you need to get some battle experience. So take everybody but the most wounded spear militia. Okay, they don't like that. So how's the public order doing? I could lower the tax rate, but I need to make as much money as possible. But I also need lots of troops out here. I've got quite a lot of money, so I could hire some mercenary spearmen who are much better than spear militia because attack 5, defense 7, attack 7, defense 14. Yeah, mercenary spearmen are much better. And mercenary crossbowmen as well are extremely devastating. Long range missiles, 12 attack, effective against armor. Of course, they don't fire as quickly as my longbowmen, who also do armor piercing damage, but they do hit very hard when they do shoot. But they're also quite expensive. What if I sent these guys back? Okay, that calms them down a bit. So say I hire 2 units to bolster his forces, and then we attack Antwerp. So a very similar garrison, except it's got 3 Flemish pikemen and only 1 armoured sergeant and 1 unit of mailed knights. I will probably want to starve them out though, like I did last time, because I really don't want to repeat. Even though I've got some heavier troops, I really don't want to repeat of what happened to Inverness, even though it is a large town, so it won't have as severe defences. And I'm thinking of renaming this. In fact, hang on. You know what? I'm just going to rename this to Cardiff, because Cardiff is the Welsh. I think it's the Welsh capital. Yeah, well, I apologise. I know it's a major city in Wales, so I'm just going to call it that. And Inverness, I'll just leave it as it is for now. In terms of construction, I could upgrade it to a castle right now, but I don't need a castle this far north because it will take forever to get troops all the way down here when I can just train them at Caen. So I'm going to instantly convert it to a town. So I want to repair that. Although I could retrain... No, that's not retraining. Sorry, I got confused. Recruitment-wise, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to merge these guys together. You two head back to Edinburgh for retraining. There we go. In Venice, once I turn you into a city or town, I could always move some town militia up there to occupy it. So, Prince Rufus, stay there for the time being, and then I'll move you down to take over Ireland. And Cardiff... No, York. I've been building farming upgrades as well, but I've got quite a bit of money left. I could get communal farming for wrens, but I'm actually going to get a leather tanner. And the Pope is slowly starting to improve his favour of me, so maybe he'll try to un-excommunicate me soon. Bruges, in the meantime, you really need... Roads is always important, so I can move troops along here quicker and get some trade income going. Cardiff, in the meantime, I might as well get you a grain exchange for a bit of extra money. Or I could get a church. A church is just one, you know, I'm going to get some basic religious buildings going. It helps improve public order, my standing with the Pope, and helps to... Because we've got a tiny bit of heresy and pagan... I don't know why there's pagan stuff all the way in England. Maybe some remnants of the Vikings or such, because they're coming back. But it'll help improve religious unity without me needing to send my Pope or priest all the way out there. Because I want him down here. Because thanks to that heretic that we burnt earlier, there's quite a bit of heresy around here, which will make the Pope even less happy than he is already. But in the meantime, let's kick the Danish out of here, shall we? It's 5 ships versus 1, and it's just a basic longboat. Say hello to the Royal Navy, Denmark. And what do you know? A clear victory. Goodbye. And what do you know? What do you know? Denmark likes me even less now. No surprise there. I love this. Young peasant girls laugh when this man tries to tell them what to do. But at least he's getting a bit of extra command at sea. They're going to need some good navies out here if we're going to roll the waves. In the meantime, we've got a bit of money left over. I could train some more troops because we're getting quite a bit more in terms of... In fact, my taxes almost completely cover my army upkeep now, which is very good. So we've got some spares from trading and such. Trading and farming, etc. So I could probably afford some more troops. Perhaps some more spear militia to bolster the defences. Actually, I can retrain them. Oh, I've got lots of longbowmen available here. And what else have we possibly got, I wonder? I'm not going to bother giving the peasants armour, that's for damn certain. I could do with some heavy cavalry as well. They're expensive, but they're powerful. Because I could go straight up to Denmark. But I'll have to march through Imperial territory, and that'll give me quite a large and open land border. Although, if the Danish haven't secured the top of secured Scandinavia up here, Sweden and Norway, because they're a rebel territory to start off with, and that could make for a good foothold, and plus there's some trading goods to be had up here. Outside of that, though, we'll have to see, because of course the French are my major rivals down here, and I'd ideally want to take over this castle before they turn it into a fortress, because fortresses and citadels are going to be very tough fights because of their multiple sets of walls. Okay, I'm going to recruit some mailed knights and an extra unit of longbowmen, just so I've got some heavy cavalry and extra fire support, but I'm going to leave it as there. I probably want to save some money, because I think maybe I've already... I'm sure there was a city somewhere which could grow in size, or maybe I misread that somewhere. Oh no, it's London. Yeah, I need to save some money for that. Definitely want this place to grow. King William the Conqueror is nearly 60 years old. Oh, I don't know how much longer he's going to live. Russia's come up to have a chat, I see. Your princes have travelled quite some distance to come all the way over here. What do you have to say?
I bring word from my people, noble one.
I'd be more than happy to have trade rights, of course.
A fair deal, it would seem, yes?
Perhaps like him.
Something else you'd like to suggest?
Very demanding. Relations are very poor, and we've only just met. Jesus. My reputation is mixed right now. What about we can swap map information? That's considered generous, I see. Alright.
A well thought out offer, my lord. I will happily accept.
That's good to see. Good to see. Good to meet you, Russia. And Denmark has also come over to have a word, it seems. Or have they? Yes, they have. If they offer peace right now, I'm going to laugh.
Lower yourself, a noble lady approaches.
Oh, yes. I don't know what you were thinking, Denmark. Did your leader get drunk at some point and just decide to attack me?
Many thanks. You do not realize how much my family appreciates.
Your power is pathetic and mine is modest. I wonder if that had anything to do with your decision.
Another course of wisdom to share.
Okay, so how about we resume our trade rights?
Do not think my people accept this willingly.
Why do they not want trade?
Good reason.
Just feel up, whatever. How would you like to swap map information this time?
No, we will not accept such a thing.
No.
It is no matter, my lord. Let's continue.
Alright. Off we go. At least we've made peace now. A new mission. They want me to send an emissary to Venice. Yes, we haven't met the Venetians yet. We've got a diplomat right here. So, Mr. Diplomat, by all means head over that way. And we should meet the Genoese on the way as well, which is always good. And hello. France has just sent a spy into my castle. Unacceptable. At least we've killed him. So we're currently 8th in the ranking military power right now. And I'm sure Denmark was considered somewhat poor last term, but hey ho. Right, mission of course, we get a small amount of money for that. Lots of buildings have just been built, which I'm very happy to see. Right, we've got Mailed Knight as the longbowman. Excellent. Then we're now no longer at war, which is good. London, get yourself a proper full stone wall. Oh yes. Bruges, or Bruges, get yourself some... you could do with military buildings, but... Let's get some basic land clearance right now. And... whoops, no. Get some town watch... You know, this guy's chivalry will help the town grow. So actually get a town watch going so that we can start retraining some troops. We've now got a fairly good force for an early game in Kane right now. So we should start to make use of that soon. Antwerp, the guys here should be starting to suffer attrition. At least they should be. You're now brave. Don't know if you had that before, but that's a very good trait. Extra morale is always welcome. Nottingham, you could build a... What could you... I suppose go for crop rotation. Cardiff, York. These are basic buildings. A brothel was always good for a bit of extra public order, but we'll leave that for now. Edinburgh. City Watch allows for archer militia, which we don't need up here this far. Inverness, now that you've got... Christ. I just realised Prince Rufus also has 5 chivalry as well, which is always good. So, definitely get some roads. I'm going to move the town militia from Edinburgh up to Inverness. Now these guys, okay, you can leave. What if I set the tax rate? I could hire some mercenaries up here, but nah. You can't actually move that far. So, just go down here for now. Edinburgh, recruit some more town militia. And I can always lower the tax rate if that isn't enough to keep public order going in the meantime. The fleet can move back down towards the English Channel. We can also do just a bit of retraining to get a tiny bit of retraining for those minor losses. Any other buildings to build? I suppose... Well, I can't actually afford those farm upgrades now. Edinburgh, I suppose. A shipwright. does increase tradable goods a bit, but it's not a massive increase. Probably better off just getting communal farming. In fact, since I built those churches, no, hasn't increased my papal favour yet. I suppose I could get one in Nottingham. Let's just get one in Nottingham. Or Nottingham, however you want to say it. Has this dread rating gone down? I don't know. Inverness is okay for now. Okay, I think that's going to be everything for this turn. These early game turns are probably going to be a bit quiet since there isn't actually much happening since we're wearing down these settlements first. I could always try to send some troops across to reinforce, but I probably want to keep them here because we do have French armies nearby. So thankfully I don't think Captain Nicholas here can reach Bruges next turn. But if he does start to move this way, I can instantly send in some... I can break off the siege here to reinforce. I think France is actually coming over to have a word with me now that I talk about it. Right, this... No, that's the Holy Roman Empire. I thought that was the French army that was moving. False alarm. Ah, Richard of Plymouth, 41 years old. No. I want someone of a fairly reasonable age. Just so that... She's 35, so she's going to have a hard time actually finding anyone suitable. Have we... We have met the Hungarians. Actually, Sicilia's closer to Venice than my diplomat is. So she can have a word with them. But you... Is there anyone... I suppose I could send you this way anyway, so that you can have a word with the Papal States. So we're not making as much money as we were before. That's starting to go down. Taxes. It's still the same, except my army upkeep has started to rocket up. Probably because I'm taking these militia out of Bruges, so that I'm now having to pay for their upkeep. And Cardiff is ready to grow. Oh yes, we're definitely going to do that. We want these places to grow. Prince Rufus apparently doesn't feel as appreciated anymore. I don't know why. But hopefully some additional troops here should help. Edinburgh's still okay for now. So you head down this way. You should hopefully start to feel a bit more appreciated once we take over Ireland. In the meantime, Edinburgh can recruit some more town militia, which should help calm down public order a bit. Anything else? Good, we've now got roads up here. And France, Christ, everyone just hates me these days. What is my reputation? It's still mixed. Honestly, I thought it wasn't until you became despicable or something that people really started to hate you. Well, we're definitely going to need a town watch here just so that you can train basic troops. And after that, we'll start to give you some farming upgrades. York, nothing important. Nottingham. Oh, Kane. Yes, we've got a blacksmith now, so I can start retraining these guys to give them proper armor. Also known as light mail. So, definitely give it to the billman. We shouldn't need to worry about upgrading the longbowmen. But definitely give some to the levy spearmen. Construction-wise... Well, I suppose it's worth giving you a small chapel. Get a blacksmith as well, because you'll likely be training some troops as well. Oh, and now I can't afford the damn chapel. And Nottingham... Town hall could be useful since it helps reduce squalor in the long run, but I'll wait for a bit. 4 turns, and... Are you still suffering attrition? You are, but somewhat slowly. Alright, well, we're still going to wait them out. Bruges, you can now start to recruit town militia. I want to keep an eye on this French army. Outside of that, I suppose I could try to get some more town militia recruited, or spear militia recruited here, just to bolster my forces a bit. Because I can't build anything else. I guess not. I'll leave Nottingham for a bit. In the meantime, you come this way. I can at least retrain that cog now. But that should be it for this turn. Not much is happening, but I'm sure something will happen eventually. I just heard a death sound. I don't know if that's a spy or if William the Conqueror's just passed away.
We have something for you, Seigneur.
Hello, the French are just threatening me, are they? That's a very small amount of money. I mean, that's a tiny amount of money. It's insignificant. Normally I wouldn't lower myself to bowing to the demands of the French, but I really want to take over that rebel town, Antwerp, before we do anything else, just so I've got myself a good power base here. So I'm going to accept this since it's just a tiny amount of money.
Très bien. My people and I shall not forget this.
Okay.
Further proposals for us then?
How would you like to swap map information?
I think not, my lord. No.
Except or we will attack again. So that's 100 florins over 4 turns. You know what? Screw it. Just so I get some information about how much territory you actually have.
This was fair, no?
There. Plus, if they attack me anyway, it'll cancel out this tribute thing.
A most worthwhile meeting. Au revoir.
You're not going to attack me, are you, right now? Right, so they freaking scammed me. You gets. But you're not going to take Cain with a force like that. And a Spanish princess is on her way up, no doubt, to have a word with us as well. Right, so the French have suddenly just declared war at me after I fell for their little scam of giving them money. But mailed knights are tough, but you'll only have 1 infantry unit, and this is a very large garrison. You're attacking it with army with 3 units in it. Why are you doing this? Christ. Right, so we've killed another spy that they've sent into my territory. Maybe they were hoping that that spy would open the gates. I don't know. Right, Bruges now has a town watch, so we can actually start recruiting soldiers. France... what? An Islamic faction, the Moors, has just allied with the Papal States. Right, listen, Pope. You excommunicated me for attacking France, for attacking Scotland, which is the Catholic nation. Fair enough. But now you've just gone and allied yourself with the Moors, who are Islamics, and by your definition, heretics, occupiers of the Holy Land. Well, not exactly the Holy Land, but Catholic nation of Spain. Explain this! Right, so now we've got this situation to work out, which is, this is still going to be 3 turns before Antwerp surrenders, or comes out to fight. And Henry's troops, which is quite a sizable force, are going to be locked up here for the time being. Bruges is currently very poorly guarded, and they can't actually recruit spear militia yet. So, our best bet right now, since Cain is a castle, it can hold out for some time, even with just a small garrison. A town, on the other hand, not so much. So I need to break the siege, and then quickly try to get some troops up to reinforce Bruges. But the thing is, they can't make it there in 1 turn.
Come and fight me, you coward.
Nicholas can't reach Bruges in 1 turn at least, so if he does come this way,
You are not my liege.
he has a ballista. Armoured sergeants, which are tough. But peasant crossbowmen, basic town militia. It's not... Henry's army should be able to take this without much problem. But they do have a ballista, but even then that's a weak point. That good cavalry charge could make that retreat, which will cause morale penalties. I'm going to leave Henry's forces at Antwerp for the time being. If we are able to secure it, that's 1 extra territory, which will be making us money, and where we can train troops. So, Nottingham. I am going to get you... Well, first off,
Hail, my king.
let's get Rufus down into Ireland.
We shall continue tomorrow.
Dublin is just a small village. It can hold out for 2 turns. I'm just going to wait them out and let them come to me. And what can I build at Nottingham, I wonder? Do I even want to build anything? I want to get some troops being trained. I'm going to drive the French away and then see what happens. Armoured sergeants. They're not weak, but I do have anti-armour longbowmen and a lot of spearmen. Plus, I'll have the wall defences on my side if they do push us back. So, this shouldn't be a major problem. Okay, so welcome to a proper stone castle. And this is only step 1 of full castle, or step 2 basically. No, step 3, because we've got the Motte and Bailey castle, which doesn't even have a proper wall, just a palisade. Then the wooden castle, which was in Venice when we were attacking it, and you saw how devastating that could be against ill-prepared troops. Now we've got full-blown stone walls and towers, and fortresses, which are essentially this times 2, with 2 rings of walls, each with their own defences. And last but not least, the almighty citadels. Very expensive, very slow to construct, but they have 3 rings of walls, which the attackers need to overcome. And against the AI, that's right. Some of you guys appear to have gotten stuck outside. Oh dear. Right, so they haven't even built siege equipment yet. I'm guessing they were just hoping to try to starve me out or wait for reinforcements. But whatever the case, castle has very strong defensive structures and of course your main source of troops. So, longbowmen line up and group up as well. Leave the peasants behind, I don't need you. Spearmen are going to be here as well. You can just do that. Well, you... Come on. There we go. Oh, and billmen as well. I need you. Billmen. Just go there. And mailed knights as well. So, start the battle. Longbowmen line up. Infantry or spearmen behind them. Billmen at the back, so I can commit you to where you're needed. And mailed knights around the side. We are sallying forth against this tiny French force which thought it was a good idea to try and attack a full-blown castle with just 1 unit of infantry. Because of course cavalry, they can't scale the walls or use siege equipment. So if an attacking force loses all of its infantry and it doesn't have a way into the castle, i.e. by taking down a section of wall or breaching the gate, then they can't do anything. Right, so we're lining up and we actually have shots on the armoured sergeants. Oh, we just hit one of the mailed knights. Oh, yeah. Hello, I think they're coming for us. Okay, levy spearmen. Get as close to the longbowmen as you can. And get ready to charge. And longbowmen actually go for the mailed knights. No, get out of there. I don't want to lose you. Charge them. They're charging. This is going to hurt. But my guys actually have armor this time. Longbowmen, continue your fight against the armored sergeants, but don't get involved in the melee. Please don't get involved in the melee. Defeat seems certain. My levy spearmen are holding the line. They are actually attacking the ones that have silver armor. They're wavering. They could break any second now. They're pulling away. Excellent. No, stop, stop, stop. Continue your firing against the mailed knights. Okay, line back up. I always like to put my ranged units in guard position, just so they don't try to charge or follow units that get out of range. Hello. Looks like the mailed knights are coming back for another round. Go for it. Charge them. Those armoured sergeants have taken quite a few losses. We're charging. Okay, they did hurt the levy spearmen quite a bit. But these cavalry are now stuck right in the middle of a large batch of spearmen and they've routed. Excellent. They've lost a lot of their number right now. Go off another couple of shots. Get this unit of spearmen around the side.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
We've lost a few heavy spearmen, but they can, of course, be retrained. And these armoured sergeants are being peppered with arrows from my longbowmen. And they're being shot in the back now. Oh, look at this. Look at those casualties. Are they retreating? No, they're still just repositioning. So if they're more than happy to just stand here and keep on being peppered with fire, then I'm more than happy to oblige. These mailed knights appear to be coming back for another round. I want both of my units for spearmen to intercept them. Do not let the cavalry reach them. Do not let the cavalry reach the longbowmen. Excellent work. Okay. Make up a new line. You mailed knights. You're not doing a very good job, are you? Okay, longbowmen actually line back up. I want you to make sure you can bring all of your bows to bear. Hello, I think the other unit is coming to challenge us. Yes, they are. We're going to want some reinforcements for that. Because they have gotten a charge off and those cavalry charges do hurt. Ouch. I want to get the billmen over here as well. Hello, the armoured sergeants are on the way. Oh no, shaken. Get the mailed knights over here just in case. Hopefully with these reinforcements on the way. These guys are shaken as well. Here come the reinforcements. That should make them break. They're broken. Oh yes. Continue the battle. And let... Get a couple of shots off on those mailed knights. While my mailed knights chase down those armoured sergeants and make sure that this army doesn't come back anytime soon. Well, this was our first battle against the French, and I really don't know what they were thinking when they tried to attack a castle with a large garrison with just 3 units. And with that, it's a clear victory. So... Unfortunately, casualties held. Yeah, the mailed knights, as I expected, didn't actually recover any lot. It's just because my longbowmen apparently fired at the armoured sergeants despite me, I don't recall telling them to, and my mailed knights got caught in the fire. And as expected, friendly fire, they didn't actually recover these casualties. Just my luck. Right. Since this was a faction that we defeated, and not a rebel force, we've got the option of what to do with the prisoners. Yeah. We can ransom them, where we get, if they accept the ransom, we get this money and they get the troops back. We can release them, where they get the troops back instantly and we get some chivalry and good relations. Or execute them, we get poor relations with them. If this army is led by a general, I'll get that general will get dread points, and then we'll get the troops back. If they can't afford the ransom or they refuse to pay it, then these troops will die anyway. So, since this is a captain and not a commander, I don't need to worry about the dread rating. I don't want these guys coming back. And I'm not interested in good relations with France because I'm going to destroy them anyway. Let's just execute them. Excellent. Right, so they've now retreated back to Angers. And Kane has got some retraining to do. Now, I don't want to... Okay, now I just need to retrain 2 units. And retrain the mailed knights as well. And the longmen are fine, the billmen are fine, etc, etc. Communal farming... Castles don't grow very quickly, and there isn't much you can do to make them grow, except for building farming upgrades or getting a high chivalry general in there. But a chapel will be helpful because it's only 60% Catholic. What, 70%? No, wait, no. That's public order. It's actually 85% Catholic. Okay, I might leave in construction for the time being. I could do with getting it in... You know, I'll get it in Cain. The sooner Caen becomes a fortress, the sooner I can get some more elite troops there. I'll get Nottingham eventually, since crop rotation will still result in a bit of money for us.
Some say
I was
jewel of the Mediterranean.
I was kind of hoping that this would result in a Man of the Hour bonus where we get a free general, but sadly, no such thing.
Daughter of the crown.
Right, Cecilia, if you'd be so kind as to make your way towards the Venetians, because we've got 3 turns. You can make it there within 3 turns, and... Oh no, that's this here. I thought they'd been attacked by the Imperials at that point, but no. So, Milan's all the way, already made its way over here? Well, they've made some progress, for certain.
Without question, sire.
Right.
Sire.
So, oh no, France would receive penalties with the Pope for attacking me because I'm excommunicated. I need to remember that. Right, so nothing else for the time being. Can't recruit anyone. I might as well get some more spear militia in Rennes just in case the French come this way as well, because they very well could. Richard, I could move him.
Approaching quietly.
Yeah.
With discretion, sire. Of course, sire.
How? I need to level up his spying ability, and ooh, 95% chance of success. Sure.
Watching from the shadows, sire.
I was hoping that would get you some more
Greetings, noble lord.
skill points, etc.
I am spent, sire. I shall continue.
Alas, no. I also need to build a brothel in one of these 2 in Rennes or Bruges at some point, so I can train more spies to keep an eye on the rest of the French territories.
At your service.
Any more? I'm guessing you're probably making a bit less money now because you're in hostile territory now. We'll have to see. But the French, they currently, thanks to this map information, have 3 castles. And that's a lot of places where they can train heavy infantry. But their economy won't be as strong as mine because they've got only 1 castle and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, soon to be 9 and 10 cities. That's quite a bit of money coming in right there. So once I get Angers, which is another castle, I can train even more soldiers. I'll probably start to turn one of these castles so into a city, just so that I can have even more income. We'll see. If this French princess tries to secure peace with us, I'm going to laugh as well. She didn't try to secure peace with us. I think she's waiting for a boat, or she's just admiring the view over the... Oh, for goodness sake. France, sod off! Rennes is a much better garrison than your puny army there, you fools. Milan has finally come to speak with us. They've got some very powerful allies there. The Holy Roman Empire and the Byzantine Empire. Oh yeah.
Mutually beneficial.
No wonder Milan's doing well with allies like that.
Another
Can I make an offer of map information for map information?
It seems we have reached an agreement.
Just so I can see exactly how well you are doing. Our first guild, and the guild happens to be in London. So guilds can come up randomly if you're doing certain things that work for the guild, such as, in this case, using merchants. Does cost a bit of money, but now, if I ever train any more merchants in London, they'll be of higher quality. Although, this amount of money... Why not? Right, so Rennes is now under attack by France. In the turn report. And Spain and Venice have now joined the crusade. So I've got 2 turns left to speak with Venice, and I can't cross over this damn river. There is a fort here. I was hoping to meet up with the Venetians, but I guess not. Right, Milan currently actually only has 1, 2, 3 territories, no castles. So they can't recruit heavy quality units. Or heavy units. But they do have access to Genoese crossbow militia, which are, from what I've heard, very, very powerful units. Good crossbowmen who can also hold their own in melee combat. And thankfully, Rennes has actually trained some more troops. So Venice and Spain are now at war, thanks to the Crusade, and the Byzantine Empire is now allied with Hungary. So we've got a lot of powerful alliances going over here in the middle of Europe. Thankfully, I'm still some distance away from them, having my own little war. So Antwerp is going to surrender or attack in 2 turns, and now it is finally starting to suffer serious attrition. And Dublin is about to follow suit. What have they got? Now I'm gonna let them come to me. Just wait for a sec. Now with this money... Going by the strength of the banner, these could be wounded troops. What have we got here? Ah. Quite a bit of cavalry. Mounted sergeants. I'm not sure if that counts as heavy or light cavalry. I think it's a mix between the two because they're a step below from knights. They're very poor in the way of infantry. If I wait for them to come to me, that siege will fail because they've only got 2 units capable of proper wall fighting, and they will fall very quickly unless they break down the gate. So ideally I'd wait for them to come to me, but my troops will start to suffer severe morale penalties. However, plus there's also Captain Gassett. They've got... Hold on. Sorry. They've got a large force here under Captain Nicholas, which is just standing there for whatever reason. Richard, come over here. Have a look at Angers. Angers isn't too well protected. I could actually... Right, Robert is helping Bruges grow quite well. But I'm probably going to want him somewhere out. I probably want him out here as a commander. William the Conqueror is 61 years old. I kind of don't want him. Hello, Merchant Cavalry Militia. Ah. Yeah. I think they can be trained wherever there's a Merchant's Guild. But they're pretty horrible cavalry. Good defense, but very poor attack for heavy cavalry. Although, now, at least you can train cavalry in a city for once. Paved roads is good for London, actually, or a mining network for quite a bit of extra gold. Or a merchant's wharf. Definitely get that, because that should make us quite a bit extra in trade in the long run. Unfortunately, that means no crop rotation for Nottingham just yet. Oh, mines in Cardiff as well. That could be handy. But... oh, land clearance in Inverness, useful. Get yourself a port. I could send some reinforcements out there right now to help. Because Captain Nicholas, he can't actually reach Caen in 1 turn. So theoretically, I could actually send everyone out here, except for, say, the peasants or so. Right, so their loyalty is still happy. And, oh no, they can't actually reach them. Now, you know what? I'm actually going to lay siege to Angers in response. And a little sneak attack. Now watch me suddenly discover a huge French army hiding somewhere down... Right, they've actually got no armies actually able to respond quickly, with the exception of this army here. You know what? I'm going to do this. Now, of course, there is a risk of this captain going rogue, but I don't know if they can actually go rogue while they're attacking someplace. We will have to see. But I think that's everything this turn. Both these places are going to attack me next turn as well. We'll have to see how the French respond to my movements here. Okay, so a large French army has just suddenly shown up. Right, oh please don't say you can make it all the way to Angers this turn. You freaking can, can't you? Or... Yes, you freaking can. Damn it, where'd you come from? Right, Captain Hughes. Man, the French really love their cavalry. Thankfully, I've got a lot of spearmen, but not enough to deal with this because those feudal knights, those mailed knights are very powerful chargers. Plus, they've got a general. This is going to continue to ruin my record of battles, but I'd rather not lose all these troops in a battle like this, so let's pull away. However, this has caused them to break off the siege of Rennes, which is excellent. Although I really hope that my troops can make it back to Caen this turn, because if not, we're in trouble. If that tiny army starts to attack Bruges, then I'm going to be pretty annoyed. Alright, Sicilia's got another betrothal. I've been reconciled. Oh, yes. But the thing is, Sicilia's about to talk with Venice, and I really want to get that mission done. He's good. Nah. Edinburgh, Merchants Guild. I'm not going to train any merchants all the way up there, so let's try to go for a better guild somewhere else. Oh, no! King William the Conqueror is dead. The man who took the forces of Normandy and managed to conquer the British Isles and take them for his own is dead. Alas. However, we've been reconciled. Alright. So now, since the French are the aggressors in this war, although the thing is, if I start to fight back against France, now the Pope is going to start hating me again, although he already hates me. This means, however, feasibly, I could join the Crusade. It's too late. Freck. I wanted to join this Crusade because you can get some really good traits from it, as well as the ability to get a foothold in the Middle East, which I need actually because taking over Jerusalem is one of my victory conditions. Right, King Rufus is now the faction leader and he feels unappreciated. But loyalty doesn't matter to a faction leader. He's got 3 authority, which is fairly average for what I've seen of my leaders at least. But now he's suddenly got quite a few more bodyguard units, which will be very helpful when it comes to having these settlements grow. And Moors are now at war with Sicily. And Sicily is down here in the south of Italy, as you'd expect. So, thankfully, we can make it back to Caen this turn. I'm not going to challenge this French army yet. So, retreat back for now. Retrain these guys. I don't need to worry about armor for my longbowmen just yet. And build me a retreat so get a couple more of them. In the meantime, they're going to... First off, let's speak with the Venetians. Venice! This isn't Venice itself, but it's still a Venetian town. How would you like to have some trade rights? Excellent. Now that I'm reconciled with the Catholic Church, they would like an alliance. How would you like map information to go with it? Free map information. Oh, yes. We have our first ally. Wonderful. How would you like some free money and military access as a gift? Just accepted. For some reason, they don't seem so open about free military access, but hey ho. Right, mission success. We get some extra money. Wonderful. We're now allied with Venice. Cecilia now has done her job, so she can get married if anyone else shows up. And my diplomat here can come down here. She's now a delicate diplomat, so if anyone does marry her, well, they'll have a bit more charm to her name. Okay, so I think I am going to call an end to this episode here because we're about to have 2 fights coming up. Possibly even more depending on what happens with France. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching this episode of Medieval 2 Total War the English campaign. I sincerely hope that you enjoyed. and that you will join me for the next episode where we're going to hopefully have 2 more towns to my name, and we're going to start to make more of a push against the French. Freaking scammers. I'll hope to see you then.